What is a use case and what are its key components? There is no one specific definition. I'm sure IIBA has one definition, but I don't like to follow a definition. The idea about definitions is you forget the definitions. So I would like to provide an answer in my own words, which is why I never have an answer which is exactly the same every point of time. It totally depends on my thought process, how I am trying to articulate the idea at that particular point of time. What is a use case? Now, a use case is nothing but a written description of an application-based process from the beginning till the end, which also describe all possible permutations and combinations that could happen within that realm of process. Now, what are the key components of a use case? A use case is going to have several components as part of it. At the beginning of the use case, you would have all the actors that would be listed out, both primary and secondary actors. You would have, what is a primary actor? Primary actor is nothing but the specific role that is interacting with that particular system. So you would never have a primary actor as Akash Dedia, but you would have primary actors as consumer or a teller or a clerk, any person, any role that is going to be interacting with that particular application or a system. Having said that, what exactly is a secondary actor? A secondary actor is an additional actor on top of the primary actor, which is also going to have an interaction with the system at a specific point of time, which may or may not occur at all points of time. So again, it's a role. It's not going to be Akash. It is going to be a specific role that he is assigned while you are in that particular situation. Let us understand the other aspects. Now, in a use case, another key rule of thumb is the name of a use case is always going to be a verb-based word. It is going to be an action-based word. One of the reasons why it is so is basically a process that is supposed to be driven by that action. So let me give you an example. You could have plan the completion of payment or payment history, or you could have customer selecting a specific plan. So selection of plan. So that would be how a name is provided. So you always have a verb to begin the name of the use case. That's the rule of thumb. Most, if not all, would follow that rule. Apart from that, you would have a lot of different types of conditions that are present. Preconditions, postconditions. What are those? A precondition in a use case is nothing but a scenario, a set of occurrences that should already be present before a use case could begin. So let's say take for example the payment for the customer. For that to happen, the customer should be an active customer of the bank. If the customer is is a customer of Wells Fargo, and if he's trying to make a payment in Bank of America, he should be stopped. The use case should not begin because he's not a customer of Bank of America. So that is a precondition, a set of conditions that should be completed before the use case could be initiated. What is a postcondition? Postcondition is something that would tell that use case is complete. It could either be a positive or a negative postcondition where the customer's payment was completed or the customer could not complete the payment. It could go any which ways. Now, another concept that we have to know about is a trigger. What is a trigger? A trigger is something that initiates the use case. Now it's a little bit confusing between the trigger and the precondition. Now, Just by having the precondition doesn't mean that the use case would begin. But by having the trigger being pulled, the use case has to begin. The trigger can be pulled only if the precondition exists. That's how you could distinguish between the various stages. Now, having said that, you can look at other forms where once you are trying to describe the steps, you are looking at the main path and the alternate path as the main two instances that you have to worry about. What is the main path? The main path is also called as the happy path, where basically you are taking steps right from the trigger point till the point where you use the post condition and everything is happening according to plan. Every choice that is being provided is an accurate choice. Like for example, username and password is being entered, they pass it. You are entering an account number, they pass it. You enter the address, they pass it. You enter something else, you pass it. Everything is happening as per plan. So it is the shortest way to go from the trigger to reach a positive post condition, right? Shortest way. Why I would say that is basically if there is any deviation, it would cause an alternate path. If the username and password did not match, you would go to alternate path, and that would recheck it. If it fails, it would recheck it maybe for 3 times, 4 times, and then lock the account where it would reach the negative post condition where they cannot make the payment. Like that, there will be multiple alternate paths. Each alternate path could have a way by which it reaches back or connects back into the main path, where you would have the details of after the alternate path is done, what to do at the end of that alternate path. Either you go into a negative condition or you can come back and say, okay, that's about it. So you could have a complex alternate path as well. The alternate path again creates an additional choice which creates another alternate path. So here the numbering system is going to come into picture, where each step is provided a number. An alternate path would always be a derivative number of the primary or main path. Like let's say if the alternate path began at step 3, the alternate path would be called 3.1 and so on. Let's say 3.2 created another alternate path, you're going to call it 3.2.1 to give you a handle on how these paths are interconnected. So that's how the use case is. That's how you can describe a use case from a written perspective. Thank you.